I love it. It's beautiful, but I will not be partaking because I can't stop thinking about Bambi. Hey loves, I'm Leila. Welcome back to What Leila Loves, a channel about all things fashion, style, beauty, and life. If that should interest you, go ahead and subscribe. Come on and join us. Thank you for being here. I am delighted to have you. Let's get into it. In this video, we're talking about 2026 spring summer trends. Now, this is carrying on from last week's video. Last week's video, if you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and watch. I'll put up a card somewhere over here, but watch this video first and then go watch last week's video. I think it was a really great one and it was informative and insightful because I broke down what trends are and I break down 5 points of how to take advantage of trends. They are not the enemy, they're actually great. This year I'm excited. Fashion is going in a really fun direction. Finally, we get to have fun with fashion again. And it's not just fun, it is also, in my humble opinion, feeling very much like a protest and a resurgence of individuality. Not individualism, not a good thing, individuality, which is fantastic. Number one has to be one of my favorites, and that is texture and movement. Because even if you're a person who loves an all neutral palette, you now get to add texture and get pieces that move with you in your body. And so you still get to create interest with your outfits no matter how neutral they are, which neutral outfits have a place. Some people love neutral outfits, which is great. There's a lot of texture going on. Suede, obviously. Suede comes back around every spring. Actually, suede is just year round. But now it's coming in really beautiful, bold colors, and I love that. We're seeing a lot of lace detailing, a nice texture with lace, which is wonderful for spring and summer because it mostly tends to be lightweight. Just be careful with the fabric that you choose. But lace is wonderful. We're seeing a lot of like reptilian embossed textures like croc and snake skin, and it just adds so much interest to outfits and also accessories. We're seeing a lot of fringe. Fringe is everywhere. To be fair, with the existence of Coachella, fringe is just always going to be a spring thing, in my opinion. As long as Coachella continues to exist, there will be fringe. We're also seeing all the hairs, the pony hair and the calf hair. Texture and movement is really, really big this spring and summer. And I love it. I love it in clothing and I love it in accessories. And I think it's a wonderful way to add interest to your outfits and to what you already have. Now, I've talked about textures, and as far as movement, fringe is a good one, right? Anytime you have anything that has fringe, you already have movement in your look and your outfit, which creates interest and is fun. We're also seeing a lot of movement with draping. I'm sure you've all seen all the asymmetrical clothing that is being created. Some of it has fringe, some of it has lace, some of it is just nice and beautiful draping that moves with you and moves with your body. Now, one of the classics that I love for a movement in clothing is anything pleated. Anything pleated will always just skim your body and move with you. So texture and movement are huge. Movement in clothing is very, very graceful, at least I think. And I think we're just tired of like the stuffy clothing. And that is what I love about the movement trend. It's also very comfortable. It's a way to be comfortable and still be graceful. Now, just because it's trending doesn't mean you have to go out and buy it. Do you guys remember those camis we wore in like 2019, 2018? I still have a few. And they're back. There are different silhouettes and different interpretations of the cami now, which is fantastic. It's something that you already have. If you are looking for a way to try the lace trend, go back in the closet, in your closet, and see if you still have your camis. I have a couple here that I might link down below. These are from Nordstrom, and this is like a really, really old one. Do you guys remember when Express used to do 100% silk? 100% silk. This is one of those. It is at least a decade old. But see, I talked about this in the last video. Fashion is cyclical. Things just circle back around. And I also talked about the advantage of trends being having access to different interpretations of things. For instance, a cami. Now we get to take our pick at different interpretations of a cami, right? I talked about this in the previous video. So when you're done with this, go ahead and watch it. You'll get what I'm saying. If you want to dip your toe into this trend, try accessories. Something like this with like these tassels slash fringe would be really, really nice. All I have in fringe is a bag. I would love a leather jacket with fringe, but I haven't bit the bullet yet. I'm gonna link some options down below, and I'm gonna pop up pictures as I talk of just things that have interesting texture. And what's beautiful now is that you're getting things with like fringe and tassels, but with beautiful bold and pastel colors. That is the beauty and the benefit of things trending. This one might have some of you up in arms, depending on where you live. However, even though it is spring, it is very much leather weather. Now, I am not one who will partake in leather weather in the summer, although there are people who do, and it's beautiful and I love it. In the spring, I will. I most certainly will partake in leather weather, and particularly this year, again, we're having colored leather trending. So, not just your basic black or brown leather jacket, but something with a little punch of color, and I love it for all of us. A couple of years ago, I bought these leather pants in this beautiful olive green, and this must have been like 6 7 years ago, and I've kept them because leather is true to who I am and true to my personal style. Here recently in, I think, February or maybe even January, I came across this. Now if you look at this looks like a set, doesn't it? It looks like it comes together, but it did not, which is why it pays to pay attention to things that are trending, right? I came across this vest. It is a beautiful olive vest by Jason Wu, but I love the cut of it. I love the design detail. I love that it is basically a tailored vest just in a faux leather fabric. The minute I saw it, because when you are shopping, I'm going to do a video about how to shop. I really am going to do a video about how to shop, and we might even shop together sometime. But the minute I saw it, I remembered that I have these pants from years ago, and I got it to wear them together. So now I have this set that I've created that didn't come as a set, but I absolutely love this vest because it's different from your average moto, which I love, moto jacket or bomber leather jacket. I'm gonna get so much wear out of this for years and years and years to come because leather is true to me and my personal style. If you love leather but you want a classic cut like a biker leather jacket or a bomber leather jacket, a good way to do it this season would be to get a different color, like a pastel or bold, beautiful color. I have this in white that I got a couple of years ago. And this is my go-to spring jacket. When I want to wear a leather jacket, look at that. It just screams spring, summer. It is a beautiful jacket. It's beautiful to put over my shoulders. It's lightweight. It is a classic cut, just in a different color. There are beautiful leather pieces in amazing pastel colors this year. I really want a yellow leather jacket. I don't have one, and I don't care what shade of yellow. It could be a butter yellow, it could be neon yellow. I don't care. I just want a yellow leather jacket, and I hope I find one. I'll keep you posted. Number 3 is animal print. Animal prints are trending heavily for spring summer 2026. This is a trend that we usually see in the fall and winter, but in 2026 it is heavily trending for spring and summer, and I'm here for it. If you're a person who is partial to animal prints, whatever animal print you like, and then it means you get to acquire and add to your collection and curate with different fabrics, right? Because it's spring and summer, obviously it's coming in much lighter fabrics, and that's not very typical of animal print because it tends to trend in the fall and winter. We're seeing a lot of cow print, which was trending heavily last year too, but we're more so seeing like other prints that we haven't seen in a while. Like zebra is really big, and I think zebra is a continuation from last year also. um we've got Dalmatian, which is a new one and is really pretty. I think if you are like me and you are not a fan of polka dots, if you want to dip your toe into something like that, maybe a Dalmatian print shoe or bag would be a good way to go. I'm going to take that advice myself. I'll keep you posted. We also have the classic leopard print. We have the tiger print, like I'm wearing. We also have snake, all the reptiles. All the reptiles are trending, okay? We also have the snake print, which is huge. But snake print and leopard are kind of classics, but even more so now. We're also seeing fawn, and fawn is, if you don't know what fawn is this beautiful, gorgeous, leisurely looking caramel brown with like cream dots. I'm seeing a lot of fawn print, and I don't know how I feel about it. I am a little bit resident of fawn print because I don't know how I feel about wearing Bambi. So here's the thing. I don't have a problem with the reptile family because they can fight back, right? I don't have a problem with cows because, they could kick some butt. I don't have a problem also with the big cat family because I mean we don't stand a chance. Every time I see one, I'm like, oh Bambi, and obviously a lot of it is sustainably sourced or faux fun item or print or whatever. But still, I mean, Bambi, Bambi. You get what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments down below. But I love it. It's beautiful, but I will not be partaking because I can't stop thinking about Bambi. I wanted to show you guys a really easy way of injecting animal print into your wardrobe, and that would be through accessories. I have these heeled leather loafers, and if you're somebody who likes more minimal outfit without too much print, this would be a beautiful way. Get something with just a hint of that pattern, and it will add beautiful interest to what you already have. This next trend, sheer. The people are letting it all hang out. Now, I am not part of the set the nipple free ministry. If that's for you, that's for you. I am not part of it. But I love the trend because there are ways to do sheer tastefully, right? And gracefully. Now, obviously, you do what you want and what works for you. But sheer is trending, sheer is here, and the people don't want to be told what to do. This is what I'm reading from this sheer trend is that the people they don't want to be told what to do. Obviously you could take whatever approach you're most comfortable with this trend. If you are not comfortable with sheer, you could do semi sheer. If I stepped closer to you guys, this shirt is actually semi sheer, which is how I like to do sheer. You could also do something solid at the front and back and have sheer sleeves. That is really pretty. Another way to do sheer would be to get something like this. This is not completely sheer, it's semi-sheer. Do you see what I was talking about with movement? But it would be to get something like this, something that is sheer but like layered. It taps into the trend, and obviously this would be beautiful on a hot summer day, but it also moves and flows, which taps into the other trend that we talked about texture and movement. So something like this would be a great way to do sheer if you want to tap into the trend or if it works for you and your personal style. This is as bohemian as I'm ever going to get. I am not a boho girl, so this is as bohemian as I'm ever going to get. But I love it. I got this last year in the winter, if you would believe it. I am an off-season shopper. I shop for fall and winter in the summer. I shop for spring and summer in the winter. Something I'd be remiss if I didn't mention about sheer items is to please be careful with the fabrication you choose for your sheer items. Try and get quality fabrics because a lot of times these sheer items are very attractive to fire and fire sources. Very much flammable. So please try and choose quality fabrics, especially when you're dealing with sheer clothing. Onto another one of my favorites, which is color, specifically primary, bold, vibrant hues. Absolutely love it. One of the main colors that's trending this year is Capri Blue. Blue happens to be my favorite color. I love that a rich, deep Capri royal blue shade is trending, and I love that it is now at the forefront of fashion, which means there's more pieces in that color available, right? That's all it means for something to be trending. So I love that. We're also seeing a lot of like a baby blue, like an ice blue, which is beautiful. And actually, I think they're beautiful together. There's also this beautiful punchy red, and we have yellow and green, lime green, orange. Primary colors specifically, right? Those are trending, red, blue, yellow, but also other bold, vibrant colors. And that's just it, is the vibrancy. We are a vibrant bunch this spring summer, and I absolutely love it. It's really nice to see bold hues trend along with pastels for spring, because pastels for spring is equivalent to florals for spring.
Florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
I love that this ice blue, light blue shade is trending because I really feel like people are catching up. I have this shirt that I've had for quite a while now, a few years. Believe it or not, I get more wear out of this than I do with my white button downs. Anytime I want to reach for a white button up or button down, depending on what you have, I've found myself over the last few years reaching for this particular one. I'm going to pop up a couple of pictures. And I absolutely love that it's trending. So if this is something that you would like to try, Maybe try it in something classic like this, like a button up, right? That would be really nice, and it's a really easy color to wear. If you struggle with color and styling things and items of color, one of the easiest ways is, number one, to ground color with a neutral. You ground it with black, you could ground it with white, you could ground it with cream, you could ground it with gray. Red and gray are beautiful together. You could ground it with brown. Ground your bold colors with neutrals, and that'll make it easier for you to wear. That tends to be the direction I go. I'm not someone who enjoys color on color unless I'm on vacation. What I will do though is ground my colors with neutrals and then add on colorful accessories. And then the other way I would recommend that you try colors, if you don't want to ground them with neutrals, or you already do that and you want a different way, is to pick a color, for instance, like the capri blue, and to pair it with much toned down blue, like a baby blue or an ice blue. And that is a beautiful way to do color. It feels grounded and it feels fresh, but it's still very much bold yet comfortable to wear. I find that it works better for me personally if I ground it with a neutral and then add colored accessories. Or my absolute favorite way is to wear different tones of that same color, right? Like I've just said, maybe get, if you like the capri blue, try it with like an ice blue. If or something like a rich, vibrant yellow, you could pair it with butter yellow. That's really pretty. So that's another way to do color and how I personally like to style color. We're almost there. We're almost there. Stick with me. Another really good trend this year is dressy athleisure. And I love this. I think this might be my third favorite. Which ones are your favorite so far? Let me know. I like that we're still getting athleisure, right? But we've gone now from sweatpants to matching sets to a little bit more dressy items. And a really nice way that I've seen this done is with like loose trousers with like the stripes on the sides. I love this because it gives you the option to play around. You can make it dressy and you could also make it very casual. Like these pants I could wear with a cream sweatshirt and some sneakers, but because of the pants, it would still be elevated yet still casual. I could also do it like the way I have it here with a button-up shirt and some heels or sandals, and that's a little bit more dressy. There's so many directions you could do this. In the summer, I could do it with like a t-shirt or a tank top, and that's really something really important to me when it comes to fashion, is that I acquire, I'm able to style in different ways and for different occasions. Now I want to show you this because this is from when Target carried this brand. I don't know what it is. Mosino, something like that. This is really old, but this is a perfect example of getting things that align with your personal style, because then you get your cost per wear and beyond. I have worn this so many different ways. One of my points in the previous video was that trends really can't help you reimagine and reinvent your wardrobe and what you already have. It gives you different ways to play around and to wear what you already own without going and buying a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't even make sense. And this is a perfect example. This is a beautiful sheer lightweight bomber jacket that, I kid you not, I think is 8 years old. Somewhere along along there, or maybe even older. But I absolutely love this. And when I saw it, it aligned with me. It aligned with my personal style. I got it. Now here we are, 7, 8 years later, and we have sheer that's trending. We've got cobalt capri blue that's trending, right? And we've got dressy athleisure that's trending. I have all of that in this one little piece that I bought 6 or 7 years ago, or maybe 8. I don't know. But do you see what I mean? This is why I really want to do a how to shop video, because I have worn this with trousers, I have worn this with jeans, and I have worn this with like black or cream. I have worn this in so many different ways. This year, I'm actually going to show you, I get to wear it a different way and I get to reimagine it. Because the next trend that I'm going to talk about is Bermuda shorts, and this is my first time trying Bermuda shorts. And this, guess what else Bermuda shorts could go with? Right? There are some of these popping out right now, like sheer bomber jackets. I'm going to link some down below for you, but I just wanted to give you an example of why it's important. Please watch my previous video. Why it's important to buy things that align with you and your personal style, not just because they're trending. Trends also are important and they have a place. A bomber jacket is something that is very, very casual. However, the fabrication of it now lends it to something a little bit more dressy, which is what we're seeing. So this is actually one of my favorite trends. I think it is in my top three, especially for someone like me who is in between in terms of style. I don't always go very casual, but I'm also not always very dressy. I'm somewhere in between, and this is perfect. If you're interested, this is a really good one. I got this maybe 2 months ago from Zara. Zara has some really good pieces. I don't really shop Zara very often because I'm very bottom heavy. Things don't fit very well. But I'm gonna give them a try. I'm gonna give them a chance this spring summer, and I did, starting with this. And this one I think is available. It keeps coming in and out of stock, as do most things with Zara. But I'm gonna link it down below for you. But I saw this and I thought, you know what? I got so much wear out of my sheer bomber. This is something that I'm pretty sure I'll get a lot of wear out of. I love the color. I also love the bat wings sleeves, which is also a really nice design details. So there's a lot of these lightweight spring dressy athleisure jackets going around right now, and I love it because it makes you look put together with very minimal effort. Anything that has soft fabric, any kind of draping of movement automatically makes you look graceful, sophisticated, and pulled together. This is a very simple item of clothing, but it makes you look as though you put in more effort than you did. It's effortless. This next trend is something that I've already touched on, which is the asymmetrical cut. We're saying asymmetrical cuts in tops and in bottoms also, especially, well, I haven't seen it in pants, but skirts, and it's really pretty. We went through years and years and years ago the high-low era. You guys remember? Had the tops that were short in the front and really long in the back. I like a high-low to this day. I held on to one high-low piece that I still wear. Now that draping has been reimagined, now we have the asymmetrical cut. Now, this is not anything new, because if you love scarves, then you will remember we went through years ago, especially when Emilio Pucci was really popular. Do you guys remember the scarf skirts and the scarf tops from Emilio Pucci? You guys remember that? Anyway, this is years ago. But now we have asymmetrical cuts, and this is really pretty. My favorite thing about this trend is that it flatters every single body type because of that bias cut, because of that uneven cut, of that asymmetrical flow. I also love the movement of it. It's really flattering and really pretty. And a lot of it tends to be in very lightweight fabrics, which is really nice for spring and summer. I am somebody who is very bottom heavy. I got hips and I got thigh, okay? So a lot of times if I want to wear a top that is a little bit longer, it's really hard for me because it'll fit my bust and it'll fit my top, but it will not go down past my hips. Like me, this trend is very helpful because I can get to have something that fits me at the top properly, but because of the asymmetrical cut and a lot of it is nice lightweight fabrics, it then flows across my hips and fits. So let's say, for instance, you are the opposite of me and you are very top heavy and you have a big bust, big shoulders. Same thing applies. Because it's cut asymmetrically, it'll still flatter you because you can get a size that'll fit you, and then you get to have that nice asymmetrical cut that flows with your body and is flattering. So I put this here because I think it is the most universally flattering trend, and I think if you haven't yet, give it a try. I will link some options down below. The last trend that I'm going to talk about that I have taken interest in this year is Bermuda shorts. Shorts in general are just hard for me. I have cellulite, I have spider veins, I'm bottom heavy, I got thick thighs, it done saved a lot of lives, okay? My thighs are thick. So shorts in general are just not, they're not for me until I came across suiting Bermuda shorts. And if you have the same issues that I do, if you're very bottom heavy and you struggle with shorts, or maybe you want to try this trend for Bermuda shorts, I would encourage you to specifically give suiting Bermuda shorts a try. I've always shied away from this trend until this year, and I have fallen in love with it specifically because of this cut and fabrication of Bermuda shorts. It's a very tasteful way to wear shorts if you shy away from shorts, if you have imperfections that you're worried about. It's hard if you have really thick thighs for shorts to look any kind of streamlined, elegant, and graceful. It's just really hard. But I have found it. I have found it for you, and I'm sharing it with you. Try a pair of suiting Bermuda shorts, and I almost guarantee that you are going to love them. My other favorite thing about this whole Bermuda shorts trend is that it gets to show off. You get to show off your shoes. Now, another thing that's trending is really fun shoes for spring, summer. I love this because I love shoes. I'm a shoe girl. Bags, I suck. Shoes, yes. We're going to talk about shoes separately. That deserves its own video because I am a certified shoe girl. Right? That is it for today's video, loves. Thank you so much for being here and sticking around with me. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below. Give your girl some encouragement. And I will see you all next week for a full and complete lookbook with all of these trends styled. So come back next week, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss next week's video and the week after and the week after and the week after. I appreciate the love and support, and I will see you next week.